Back at it.
Yes, sir.
It's been too long.
Man, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
What's up, gang? Come on in. Oh,
Join
man.
us.
You already know what time it is, man.
The last game of the season.
Super Bowl weekend is amongst us.
How are you feeling about it?
Man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
It's only one way that this game going to work for me.
Oh.
So we got a major halftime performance coming up. So
yeah, that's right.
This one should be really entertaining, man. Really entertaining. So
would you hate on me if I skipped out on the halftime show? Like,
for sure.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it then. I was planning on like eating some food during the halftime show. Like, I guess I could do. All right.
What? Do you not know who's performing at halftime?
I know who's performing. I'm aware, and I know he's kind of your guy. So.
What is happening right now?
Mr. Kendrick? I'm just trying to throw you off a little bit
before
we get into the analysis.
Bro, ain't no way you thinking about skipping out on the
I don't think you would let me anyway.
Not at all.
All right.
Not at all.
It's settled then. I'll be watching.
I can't even believe that was a thought process of yours.
And you know me, I'm just a football nerd. Like I go in for the football and then I go out.
Okay. I'm gonna take the money line on this one, right? And I'm gonna say when you watch the halftime show, you're gonna be hooked.
Oh, okay.
I'll take it outright. I'll take that bet outright.
Okay.
I know you are. And if you're not,
I'll buy that.
You're a hater.
Yeah, true. Because it should be a great show.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So you ready to get into this, man?
I think so.
All right.
What say you?
I'm ready, man. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Why not?
All right, man. Once again, we are back for the last game of the NFL season. The 2024-2025 NFL football season is almost done, man. So I hope you guys got your popcorn ready, your tortilla chips, your chicken wings. Get everything that you need in order to make this one a good one, because it will be a barn burner. Yeah, man. And the Super Bowl champions will be, we don't know, but we're going to find out, man. Welcome to the Full Pour with the Sportaholics. I'm the host, Russ. That's my guy over there. He's the expert, Peyton. I already know what you're going to say, man.
Yeah, we'll let it slide.
I already know what you're going to say. But with that being said, man, if you guys are watching us right now on YouTube live, man, we really do appreciate you guys. We really appreciate all the love and support. Make sure you get engaged by leaving a comment down below. Like, share, help us out with the algorithm, man.
Why don't we start with a popular comment? How much impact will the refs have in this upcoming game?
We'll get to that in a second, man.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second, man. But until then, man, if you're not following us on all social media platforms, man, you can follow us on Instagram and X, as well as on YouTube at The Sportaholics, man. I just want to get that out the way before we get too deep into the conversation. But
that's true. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just wanted to get the comment section flowing a little bit.
No. Hey, please, by all means, if you guys think that the refs are going to get involved, go ahead and leave a comment down below. But Peyton, before we get into the segments, I just want to come off the cuff for a second here, and I want to hear how you feel about this matchup in general.
Oh, okay.
The Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. How do you feel about this game?
What's crazy is I have all these notes here in front of me, but I wasn't prepared for that question, but I'm going to go with it anyway.
Yeah.
It feels like the Eagles have the more talented roster overall, but the Chiefs have the big game experience. I know the Eagles were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, but the Chiefs came out on top. So I think it makes for a great matchup in that sense, where you've got the more talented team versus the team that really knows how to win at the highest level over the past couple of years. What say you?
That's all you got?
To start, we'll get into more stuff.
Man, for a football nerd, man, you didn't nerd out at all.
Hey, look at all this stuff.
Hey,
I'm
man,
just waiting.
I don't have any notes, man. I'm coming from the heart with this one, man. I love the game of football. It just gets me hyped, man. We got 2 great coaches, 2 great quarterbacks, one great running back, 1 great defense. Listen, okay, so here's my thing, and I'm gonna try to be non-biased with this approach because I'll get to my bias a little bit later in the show. But I'll say this. This is gonna be I'm anticipating a high-flying game, right? And if one team doesn't match the energy of another team in this game, then it's gonna be, I can't necessarily say a blowout, but you never want to count out Patrick Mahomes. So that's what I think the X factor in this game is. And some people may say it's the receiving core and how well they do throughout the game and so on and so forth, or the running back for the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes and his ability to rile his guys up and bring them, together and lead his team is going to be the major X factor. And if he plays at an MVP level, they come out and they win this game. For the Eagles, if their offense does what they've been doing as of late throughout the playoffs, I don't think the Chiefs stand a chance.
See, to me, it can't be that simple.
Man.
There's no way. Like, let's just think about it. If the Eagles come out and Saquon rushes for 200 or something like that on that Chiefs defense, then the recipe, the winning formula recipe for the NFL moving forward is get a mobile quarterback, get a great running back, get a great offensive line, and run the ball damn near every play. In my lifetime watching Super Bowls, that hasn't been the formula to winning, but we saw the type of success the Ravens had this year. We've obviously seen the type of success the Eagles have had. That would be a bit, I don't want to say unprecedented, but it'd be the first time in a while that something like that has happened or been the case.
All right, so moving forward, who, and this is still off the cuff here, but who are some of the athletes that you're looking forward to seeing perform in the Super Bowl?
Jalen Carter.
Okay.
The Eagles defensive tackle.
Okay.
And that's second in my notes. That's one of the matchups I'm looking forward to most because we know the Chiefs' interior linemen on the offensive side of the ball are very formidable.
Yes.
So that's a big-time matchup because the Eagles have drafted well at that area, and Jalen Carter has been extremely disruptive throughout the playoffs. So he's one. That's a starting point. What say you?
Man, my list is very, very long, but the player that I'm most interested in watching perform in this game hasn't let me down all postseason, and that person being Saquon Barkley. I shouted his name earlier in the season, and I'm still holding true to that. 2 of my favorite players, you know this from personal experience doing this podcast, this whole season has been Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. So the fact that I got one of my guys in the Super Bowl right now is I cannot take my major pause, but I can't take my eyes off this guy, man. He's an outstanding running back, and he's so shifty. And he's a perfect or a unique blend between strength and speed when it comes to being a running back. So
absolutely,
he's gonna fall forward every time he gets tackled, and he's also gonna jump 3 gaps over when he sees an alley. So,
and when he gets into open space, it's almost a wrap.
And the one thing about him is he's been playing with purpose for the past 3 to 4 weeks. And you can tell by his running style. In the beginning of the season, it seemed like he was just out there having fun. But now he seems like he can almost taste a championship, and he's running with that purpose, man. Kind of like how Isaiah Pacheco performed in the Super Bowl. So I'm looking forward to him. But, honorable mention on that list would be DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, that's another good one.
I'm actually interested to see how this guy performs. I mean, first time in the Super Bowl, on the latter end of his career.
Yeah.
So I think this is the main reason why he wanted to go to Kansas City. So now that you're here, it's time to show up or shut up.
I got another one for you.
What's up?
CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Okay.
Safety for the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was balling out in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yep.
Made a bunch of tackles in
The
that
Lions.
one.
With the Lions?
Well, he was with the Eagles, then with the Lions, then back to
with
the Eagles.
Got
so
you,
he
got
was
you,
with
got
the
you.
Eagles for their Super Bowl appearance
Got
2
you,
years
got
ago.
you, got you.
I love that position, the safety position.
Mhm.
So watching him ball, it's fun
Right.
to me. So
Okay.
that I'll throw that one in there too.
Okay, not bad picks. I will say the quarterback play goes without saying.
Right.
You know, I think it's whichever quarterback makes the fewest mistakes will win the game. And these are two quarterbacks who Patrick Mahomes doesn't really make mistakes.
No.
Jalen Hurts plays a bit more risky. And while when you watch Patrick Mahomes, it looks like he's playing risky, but it's almost like those are calculated risks. You know, he knows if I throw the ball a certain type of way, only my guy can catch it or it's gonna hit the ground. Like he's not his mind state and the way that he plays the game is just kind of different than anybody else. So
that's facts.
Yeah, man. Okay. Can I hit you with one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. What is the one storyline that you are looking to be fulfilled in this game?
Ooh. I don't want to start talking about the refs too soon. So I'll go back to Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you know this, but in 5 straight postseasons for the Chiefs, they have not allowed a single person to rush for over 100 yards.
Wow. That's big.
What do you think about that? Because we know what Saquon does.
Right.
And if he has his way, that would indicate that the Eagles are going to come out victorious. So I don't know if that ultimately decides the game, but it is something to watch.
Yeah, no, for sure. And this goes back to your statement goes back to my initial statement, which was if the Eagles come out and play high flying like they are known to do, the Chiefs may be in for trouble, you know, if they can't figure it out. Now, we can't deny that the Eagles have a stellar offensive line.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Saquon Barkley is out there just playing on the playground by itself. And,
exactly.
You know, these guys are opening holes. They are known for having a great offensive lineman. They lost one. They lost one of their offensive linemen to retirement.
Yep.
But by all means, it seems like next man up wasn't an issue for them. Yeah. So this right here, man, and we have no choice but to find out. Like at the end of the day, we have no choice but to find out. So to answer my own question is, will history be made with the Chiefs winning a 3rd straight Super Bowl?
That's a great one.
That for me, that's the biggest storyline. And I don't know if newspapers are still big, pardon my old and youngness at the same time, but I wasn't always a big newspaper guy. Like my dad would read the newspaper, whatever the case may be. But I don't know what the writers are saying right now and if they're answering this question. I mean, I'm sure the Kansas City Gazette, if that's a newspaper, I'm almost certain that's a newspaper. But if I'm sure they're saying that the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl. I'm sure the newspaper in Philadelphia is saying that the Eagles will win the Super Bowl and they're going to stop the Chiefs from creating history. For me, this is the biggest story because I want to see history made. You know, I like when new things happen in my lifetime. So that's one of the most interesting parts for me. Now, I did say earlier in the season that the Super Bowl champion will come from the NFC.
You're sticking with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, man, it's so crazy because 2 of my favorite players are on the Chiefs and on the Eagles, one being DeAndre Hopkins, and then another being Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see those guys win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I really want to see it for DeAndre Hopkins more so because I feel like he's just been in the league long enough and he's been you haven't really heard too much rah-rah from him. Like he hasn't been a prima donna. He hasn't shouted his way out of certain situations. He just kind of always been chill and let his game
kept his head down and gone to work.
You know what I mean?
Since he got to Kansas City.
Right. So that being said, I also like Saquon Barkley because I thought he was in a really bad situation in New York. Yep. And now that he's with a better quality team, that might be a double negative, but now that he's with a quality team, you see what kind of athlete he can be in the NFL.
100%. I think that's a great point because he was with the Giants for 6 years, I think. One playoff win. Now you get him on a formidable roster and you see what he can do. Yep. I think that's a credit to him and the Eagles.
Yep.
I want to see what you think about my second point here because, you know, when you're listening to a broadcast, especially with CBS, like Tony Romo, you know, what does he always talk about with Patrick Mahomes? He always talks about rush lane integrity. And I don't want to get too nerdy here, but those defensive ends rushing too far up the field and allowing him a lane to escape out of the pocket. He says you can't pass the quarterback. You got to keep him in the pocket.
Yeah.
I already brought up Jalen Carter for the Eagles, the defensive tackle. That's why I'm so intrigued with that matchup because if there's pressure up the middle from the Eagles, that's going to be more difficult for Patrick to handle. We know that he can handle the edges. He can feel the edges. He can escape when he wants to. But if the Eagles are winning that matchup right over the ball, that's going to be tough for the Chiefs. So I want to hear your thoughts on that. Like,
man, so when it comes, it's true. Like, I mean, it's true basically because with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, you cannot. One, you have to stay in the pocket. Like we know he has. While he's not the quickest quarterback, the fastest quarterback, he knows how to escape the pocket when necessary. So playing those gaps, playing those lanes is going to be very crucial for the Eagles defense. And just like your guy Carter, he's going to have to maintain that inside, you know, and it's going to be a tough job for him at the end of the day. I'm sure the Chiefs have planned to double team him as much as possible. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really just looking forward to a very good game, man. And me and you will be watching it side by side.
We will be.
And
we'll be sharing thoughts.
I'm gonna try not to nerd out too much, but I'm definitely gonna be watching those small battles in the game when it comes to like you said, the guard center matchup. Against the defensive tackle.
Hey, I was gonna say if I'm gonna nerd out on the halftime show, I'm gonna have you nerd out on the football too.
But this is what we're gonna. How many times are they gonna play too high? How many times are they gonna play one high safety? Are the Chiefs gonna come out the gate with the box loaded? You know, trying to force the Eagles to throw the ball, and not to mention we haven't even spoke about the receiving core for either team.
Right.
We haven't spoken about that at all. So
AJ Brown is an absolute problem.
Right.
I mean,
and then he got his little brother on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's like man, just like you said earlier in the show, like the Eagles roster is loaded, but we've seen this happen with Tom Brady. Where is he? There he is. Wait. Oh, there he is.
Right there.
There he is. Yeah. All right. So man, Tom Brady really didn't have stellar
talent.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But they figured out a way to make it work because he played the game a lot smarter. They're gonna nickel and dime you. And while we were watching at home, it might seem a little boring, but it's effective. You know, like it's very effective. And I think that's the way that Patrick Mahomes has studied this game. And now he's watching. Now he's reaping the rewards from all the hard work that he's put into making his game a lot better. You know, I'm not going to get into all the details on what it took for him to get to this situation or all the training that he had to go throughout his life. If you watch the game of football, like if you've been around the game of football, you know exactly what Patrick Mahomes' story is. You know all the things that he's been through. So, man, this is really This is a good one. This is one for the books, though. This is really one for the books. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like
and there's a little extra sizzle on it, I think, because it's basically a rematch.
Yeah,
because we saw it 2 years ago. The last year's Super Bowl between the 49ers and Chiefs, that was a rematch too.
Mm-hmm.
That felt a little bigger.
The reason why, and this is the reason why I say we're in. This is one for the books. This is the reason why I say this is one for the books, because for the past decade, right, in the Tom Brady era, the Super Bowl kind of felt a little boring because you kind of already expected what was going to happen, right? I think everybody knows, don't put your money against Patrick Mahomes, but also everybody's like, wow, I want to see Patrick Mahomes lose at the same time. So this is an interesting turn in where we are in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Is Patrick Mahomes the next Tom Brady? And also, is it crazy to be saying the next Tom Brady? Because was Tom Brady like a rarity? You know what I mean? In his time, yes, he was a rarity. But is this going to be the new wave of quarterbacks in the NFL, quarterbacks who come in and win multiple championships? So it's interesting to see where we are. And if Patrick Mahomes can solidify himself in the history books by winning a third straight Super Bowl, doing something that Tom Brady could not do,
right?
Had a chance to do, but could not do.
And you know what's really cool about all of it is that each of those guys got it done in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's pretty obvious, when you start to decipher the differences in their games.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Tom got it done from the pocket. And then 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, Chiefs against Eagles, Patrick got it done with that big scramble up the middle, rushing for 20, 30 yards, whatever it was.
Yep.
And Patrick's probably the more talented player. Tom, who knows who studies more, but he had to be more cerebral with his style of play.
Yep.
But they're both in the same conversation. So,
man, you got me stuck on the question that you just said, like, who studied more? I feel
it's probably pretty close, right? Because it's not like Mahomes isn't a student of the game. I mean, he's under Andy Reid,
Yeah, I just feel like Tom Brady ate film for breakfast.
Right.
Not saying that Patrick Mahomes doesn't, but Tom Brady probably was watching film in the car on the way to the practice facility.
Yeah.
Like,
dude was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's what's so cool about it. They get compared to each other, but they have totally different styles.
Totally different. Yeah.
So it can get done in multiple ways.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into these segments.
Okay,
man.
Let's do the segments.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into these segments. Our first segment on the Full Pour, man, is would you rather?
Right.
I have a would you rather for you.
All right.
It's very, very simple. But would you rather in the Super Bowl rush for 100 yards or receive for 100 yards?
Receive.
Why?
For lack of thinking about the question, I'm just going to say, this is probably dumb, but LSU's wide receiver U, and I always picture like Jamar Chase in the Super Bowl, or like.
Do they have a receiver in the Super Bowl?
Not this year.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know I don't know. I like the receiver position. It's just a big glamour position. I don't know. What say you?
Well, you know where I'm going with this one.
Okay.
I'm on the opposite side of you.
All
and
right.
I would rather rush for 100 yards because it's a more difficult feat.
That's probably true.
You can 5 20-yard catches, 5 20-yard runs.
Might get one of them for 50, and then you're halfway there.
You know what I mean?
It's harder to do on the ground, typically.
So I'm not saying that one is easier than the other. Don't get it twisted, but it seems like you need 25 rushes to reach 100 yards, and some receivers do 100 yards and 6 catches.
Fair.
So
yeah,
I would.
That's a good would you rather.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah. I had another one, but I don't think it's really that good. It would be. Would you rather win the MVP of the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl?
Oh, win the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, I guess that would be the easy question, right? I mean, that would be the easy answer.
Yeah.
But who doesn't want to be the MVP? Like when you were a kid and you would be playing Madden, right? You would be doing everything you could do to be the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Fair. Yeah.
So like,
I don't really have a rebuttal to that. I think you're correct there. Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be the Super Bowl MVP?
How about both?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I was about to go somewhere else, but I'm not going to go there.
Okay, don't go there.
Okay, good.
Don't go.
I'll tell you after the show.
Don't go there.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the. Let's just jump in and break down the game, right? So,
all right.
Our next segment would be the game of the week, which is this one game. Right. So let's go ahead and break this down and really we'll save our picks until the end.
Okay. Because we got the quarterback, the weapon, the defense.
Yeah, we have all of that. So and then we also have our coach 'em up segment at the end. So as we pick our team, we'll coach them up to victory. How about that?
All right.
So for you guys who are living under a rock and don't know that the Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. And Peyton, it's slipping my mind, but what Super Bowl is this?
59.
59. Jeez.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. 59 is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Peyton, what are some of the things that you will be looking for? You already talked about the defensive tackle and the safety being you're studying players. Them. But what are some other things that you are looking forward to in this game?
I hate to go here, but let's face it. Right now, Andy Reid is in his prime as a play caller, and nobody's doing it like him. We saw that the Texans staff in that divisional round game was not able to live up to the billing and compete with Andy Reid. We saw the Bills definitely were not. You know how much I love the Bills offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. I thought he had a B+ game against the Chiefs. And Andy Reid seemingly always has A to A+ games calling games. Now, it doesn't hurt when you have Patrick Mahomes, the best third down quarterback in the league, on your side.
Right.
But we got to look at Kellen Moore here, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, because he's got to strike a balance between the run and the pass, but also trying to make those explosive plays down the field, but then also trying to get Saquon the ball enough, and then also trying to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. So I guess my main point is we haven't seen a play caller and or a staff be able to reach the Chiefs level this postseason. Can the Eagles coaching staff do that in this game to give themselves a chance?
And I will say yes. Man, we've seen the Chiefs go into some battles this year when we thought they would come out this season guns blazing. They were undefeated for a while. They said that they wanted to be the first team to go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl. So at one point in time, we thought it was going to happen because they were just finding ways to win games, right? I think that they needed to have a loss on their record going into the postseason. That happened. So now we are looking at a team who's just playing loose. They don't have that pressure on their shoulders. But just like you said earlier, the Eagles' defense is top tier compared to the Kansas City Chiefs defense. So I think that this will be one of those games where Kansas City will have to figure out a way in order to win this game.
which they're prone to doing.
Now, I don't know if they take a lot of time off the clock though. You know what I mean? Like I think Philly is gonna be the team that drains the clock the most. And see, Patrick Mahomes is so smart that he would use that against Philly, right? Like he would use the fact that they're taking their sweet and precious time going down the field, right? They're
giving it to Saquon.
They'll have 11-play drive with a touchdown or 6-play drive with a field goal, whatever the case may be, right? And Patrick Mahomes will come out. They'll take 6 plays, 7 plays, 8 plays, score a touchdown. Let them come out, and then he'll get the ball with 5 minutes on the clock at the end of the game and milk that thing for everything they got. So this like that's one of the beauties about watching Patrick Mahomes. And so I said it before and I'll say it again. This is one of the Super Bowls where I'm really interested in seeing history be made, but I can't be nothing but a fan of the players also. So everybody out there, man, I think deserves a championship ring, but everybody can't get one. And that's the most unfortunate part about the sport. So
that's right.
But that's why I love sitting over here, because there's no pressure on me. I get to sit back, eat some food, and be lazy, have a nice little cocktail or 2 or 3 or 4.
I'll be right there with you for the record.
Yeah. So man, this is gonna be a good one. But if to answer my own question, one thing that I'm looking forward to in this game is to see how the Kansas City Chiefs defense holds up against the Philadelphia Eagles offense. Now, and I only say that because we know what the Chiefs offense can do. We're tired of talking about them. But when it comes to slowing down this Philly offense, can the Chiefs hold up to that? Now, like I said, they've been in some barn burners all season, and this is going to be one of those games where Patrick Mahomes doesn't want to get into a shootout. Like, he doesn't want to have a shootout, because I don't think that they'll win if they get into a shootout. The Chiefs defense is going to have to call some 3 and outs. Or some 6 and whatever.
Sure.
You know, they're gonna have to have some short drives, right?
So it's interesting because the total, similar to the Bills-Chiefs game, it's not over 50. It's right around 48.5, which indicates a mid-20s type of score. Again, I would go over, but to your point, it's probably not going to be a shootout. There's going to be points scored.
Yeah.
But you're not looking at a total that's like upwards of 55 points. So they're not projecting it to be like back and forth, score here, there.
In a perfect world, where would you want the point total to be? In a perfect world?
A little higher. A little higher than it is. No. Okay. I like defense too.
Okay.
As much as that might surprise you.
No. Good defensive play is great, man. Listen, I used to. I'm not even gonna get into it.
I can appreciate it.
I've watched some stellar defenses. Like, listen, those Troy Polamalu days, those John Lynch days. I'm telling my age here.
Yeah.
Those Ray Lewis days.
I was gonna overstep you and go with Ed Reed, but I know that's your
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those, man. It's been some tough defenses out here, man. And, I can definitely appreciate defense. I like offense a little bit better, but defense is there's been some great defenses. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that, I guess that's the game of the week segment. Anything else that you really want to talk about before we move on to the next segment?
I do have one more point here, but I think it's worth saving for the end.
Okay.
So we'll just move along with the segments.
All right. So real quick, we could go rapid fire on this one.
Okay.
All right. So what do you want? You have your quarterback, your weapon, and then defense, right? So,
I guess for at least the first and the third, we should probably go opposite. So whoever you go with, I'll go the other way. But then for the weapon, that's more wide open.
Okay.
You know
all right,
what
here
I'm
we
saying?
go. All right, here we go. So obviously my quarterback is going to be Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
My weapon is gonna be Saquon Barkley.
All right.
And then my defense is gonna be the Chiefs. We talked about this already in the episode, but I'm gonna go ahead and double down on it, right? So Patrick Mahomes, I want to see what you do against this Philadelphia defense. I want to see if you're able to sustain drives, if and when things get down in the clutch time, are you going to be able to pull one out? And is history going to be on your side? Are you going to go down as one of the youngest and greatest quarterbacks ever to do it, right? Saquon Barkley, I just want to see you get out there and play parking lot football, bro. I want to see you get out there, street football. I want to see you have fun, man. The last game against Washington, you was running like a madman, and I know that Washington is a JV team compared to the Kansas City Chiefs, who's been there, done that. They had a young quarterback, and their defense is not really whatever, but so this is going to be a game where your team is really relying on you, and in order for the outside to be opened up, you got to really be able to run the ball between the tackles. And then the Chiefs defense, I already said this earlier in the show, but I'm looking forward to the Chiefs defense and seeing how they slow down Saquon Barkley in that Philadelphia offense, right? Not only just the run game, but the receiving game as well. Are they going to be able to guard on both sides? Are they going to be able to guard over the top? We know that Philly likes to take the top off the offense sometimes and throw the ball deep. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if, as a whole, as its entirety, is the Chiefs defense going to be able to withstand the pressure that Philly's offense can put on certain defenses. So that's my pick and play, bro.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go rapid fire just like you did.
Let's do it.
So my quarterback, for obvious reasons, would be Jalen Hurts, since you went with Pat.
You could have picked Patrick too.
That's all right. I'll go the other way.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I didn't want you to feel like you had to go opposite of me. If you want to talk about Patrick Mahomes, you can talk about Patrick Mahomes, but go ahead.
Yeah. So when I think about Jalen Hurts, and I don't want to get too long-winded here, at the end of the day, he was a second-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, he gets scrutinized a lot, even during the Eagles' playoff run when they're winning, like just because he throws for less than 200 yards, but he just gets the job done.
Yep.
Like he does what is needed to be done. And man, like as a guy that wasn't looked at as a prototypical pocket passer in the NFL, like let's just think about the improvements that he's made since he's gotten into the league. Like he's great.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with his on the field play. I think most people just don't like his face.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think he comes off as cocky.
Yeah,
and his confidence kind of makes other people uncomfortable.
Oh,
so what it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's me. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. Well, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that, just because like he is a second rounder. A lot of people thought he wouldn't pan out in the NFL, and here he is in his second Super Bowl. He's not the best from the pocket, but he's gotten better in that area. He's gotten better with his accuracy. He's gotten better with his decision making. I just see productivity every time I watch it. Now, and that may not show up in the numbers, but he helps the run game. Like, this is one of the most improved players in the NFL. And I just shout out Jalen Hurts, essentially.
Shout out Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So for my weapon, I guess I'm going all Eagles here because I got to shout out A.J. Brown again.
Yeah.
Because he's just a freak.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know if the Chiefs have a legit body for him. I think when they see one-on-one, it's pretty much a wrap. And if Jalen makes an accurate pass, it doesn't even have to be 100% accurate. He'll go up and snatch it.
If I'm A.J. Brown, I'm in the locker room right now telling Jalen Hurts, bro, they can't guard me.
Yeah.
I don't care if they sit somebody over the top of me, bro. Throw the ball.
Throw it anyway.
Throw the ball.
Yeah.
And he's done that multiple times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to throw it to me, you better get the ball to my guy over there. Go ahead, Peyton. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I love that. That's pretty much what I got to say about A.J. Brown. I just appreciate him as a talent, and I like watching him, and I like the way he plays. I like his confidence. I like his swagger. And then for the defense, I'll go the other way too. The Eagles' defense has been a bit of a revelation. We know the way they finished the year last season really struggled mightily. They lost 6 out of 7 games. They drafted a couple of defensive backs. That's really the only personnel changes, and now they're arguably the best defense in the league. So shout out to Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo, rookie. Shout out to Cooper DeJean, rookie. Okay, and CJ Gardner-Johnson coming back to the Eagles. That secondary got retooled, and the front seven's a little healthier, and they're balling. So I want to see what they can do against the best play caller and the best quarterback in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And they also have a 1-2 punch at running back.
Yeah.
So, man, I love that. It's gonna be a really good game. I might take that under, bro.
Really?
I might take that under.
What makes you say that?
I think that this game. So one, my gut is telling me that this is gonna be a high-scoring game.
Okay.
And when my gut tells me that, I need to do the opposite.
Oh. Okay.
So one, I know this is a great time to pivot right here. This is a great time to pivot. You can ask your question now, because this is a great time to pivot. Will the referees play a factor in the outcome of this game?
Yeah, because the margins are that thin.
Man.
Because the point spread is 1.5. You know it's going to be a close game.
In favor of
going to be a call.
In favor of who though? In favor of Philly or in favor of the Chiefs?
What say you?
I asked you the question. Me? I asked you.
I hope it's just all objective. I hope it's not subjective. I hope it's not in favor of the Chiefs like many think it will be.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
Did you hear that Patrick Mahomes' wife said that the referees need to do their job and protect the quarterback?
When did she say that? Like this week?
Yes, bro.
Oh shoot. No. Pat is well protected, so I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, I never mind. Anyways,
so that's funny.
With that being said, man, I do think that, and it's not because of the margins.
Okay.
It's not because of
it's aggravating you.
I don't even think I should say it, bro.
Oh.
I don't, because I want this podcast to grow. I don't even think I should say it. All right, so I'm gonna just hold my tongue on that one.
All right.
But yes, I do think that there will be some iffy calls. But just like you, I'm hoping that is not subjected to either team.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So I'm just piggybacking off of you at the end of the day. Like I know everything can't be called. It's just like when I do adult league. I'm sitting there and people are arguing with the referees. Like, bro, you're not gonna get every call that you want. And in football, they say it's not holding unless it gets called. So you can't sit there and say, ref, he holding me every play. Like,
right.
And if the ref is watching you every play, now he's missing something else that's going on over here. So everything's not going to always get called. Sometimes it's going to be bad calls. You might not agree with every call that's made, but play ball at the end of the day. So
for sure. All right. So we'll finish on this point.
Yeah.
Can the Eagles overcome the mental hurdle that is ultimately the Kansas City Chiefs? Because we've talked about it all year. We've talked about it the past couple of years with the Chiefs being the back-to-back champs. Although they might not be the most talented roster in the sport, they seemingly always find a way to win when it matters most. So can they make those plays at the end of the game that close it out?
And this is a great segue into our next segment, which is under pressure.
Under pressure.
So with that being said, it seems like you're saying that the Chiefs are under the most pressure to overcome the mentality to beat the Chiefs, right? But I don't think that's the case.
Oh.
What was the phrase you used? The mental what was the phrase that you used?
Hurdle.
The mental hurdle came with the Ravens playing the Bills.
All right.
The mental hurdle came with the Bills playing the Chiefs.
Okay.
And it wasn't for the Chiefs.
Mm.
It was for the Bills and it was for the Ravens. You know what I mean? The Chiefs just had to go out and play football. They didn't have to say. So with that being said, I don't think that this is a mental hurdle
for the Eagles.
I think they need to come out and play ball the way that they've been playing ball, and they'll be okay. So to answer the question, who's under the most pressure to win this game, I would say it's the Chiefs, then it is the Eagles. Because the Chiefs at the beginning of the season said, we want to go 17-0 and win a Super Bowl. Yeah. So they, at the beginning of the season, the goal was always to win a Super Bowl. They didn't hit one of the goals, which was to go undefeated.
Fair.
But now they have to win a Super Bowl. And all the pressure is lying on, will they be the first team to three-peat? Is Patrick Mahomes the greatest player ever? Is Travis Kelce distracted? Is Isaiah Pacheco back to 100%?
Right.
Is the Chiefs defense powerful enough to do this and that and the third? Everything that you hear coming for against the Chiefs is all basically negative and mental hurdles that they would have to get over in order to win this game. You know, like I don't see anything negative coming from Philly other than, are they 100%?
I like that take. That's good.
Yeah. So
I didn't think about it through that lens.
Mm-hmm.
And there is pressure on the Chiefs to make history here.
So it's almost like this. You play basketball. There's no more time left on the clock, and you got 2 free throws. You're down 1. Now you got to make 1 free throw, right? And then you have to make another one. So it's pressure, then more pressure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Like, that's the only thing that I'm saying. Like, I think that they do well with pressure because they have a great coach like Andy Reid, who's been there, done that, walked the walk, talked the talk, done all of that, right? And he's so personable inside that locker room, on and off the field, whatever the case may be. I think he does a good job of riling his men together and making them feel appreciated to the point where they want to run through a wall for him, right? So I think they do a great job of easing the mental state that the media can put on teams, but that's neither here nor there. To answer the question, I think the pressure is up to the Chiefs, though, in order to make this happen.
I'm going to side with you on that one. I was going to say the Eagles at first, but you made such a good point, and
But give it to me, though.
Good statement. No, I mean,
like, what do you think? Where does the pressure lie for the Eagles?
The fact that they're, again, going back to my initial point when we started this, the fact that they're probably the more talented roster overall.
Okay.
That would be the only pushback.
Yep.
That man for man at certain positions, like, they're better. So, yeah, that's the only pushback, though. I love the points you made.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
now we're coach them up.
Now it's time.
Okay, coach.
Now it's time, guys.
All right.
And I haven't used this camera that much. This
let's use it.
This episode, right?
Yeah.
So we're here. Hey guys. All right. So let's go ahead and I guess we can make our picks, bro.
Okay.
And when you make your pick, you have to coach them up to success.
Are you ready, or you want me to start?
I'm leaving the ball in your hands, bro.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the pick and then coach them up.
Yes.
All right. I'm picking the Chiefs.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick them to win 31-28. And in order to win that game for the Chiefs, I think that they need to do what they've done this postseason, and that's just play great situational football. They could be down for large portions of this game. They could have bad plays throughout the course of the game. Like I just said, they could trail, but in those moments that matter most, they just have to come up big, which is what we've already seen them do time to time. Yeah, just play good situational football.
So 31-28.
Yeah, I'll go with that, which is way over.
I'm just trying to think. Like,
yeah,
I'm no statistician.
Yeah.
And if you know this off the top of your head, you're great. But roughly, how many times have the Chiefs hit 30 points this season?
Probably only once or twice. And one of those times was the last game they played.
So the odds of them doing that is in this season is basically rare.
But you know what's crazy about it? The only reason they'll need to do it is because of the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I just see the Eagles jumping on them a little bit and putting pressure on them, and then it's time to go. It's time to go score.
The Eagles' average points per game might be higher than 28 points.
It could very well be.
So basically, you're saying that the Chiefs are going to hold the Eagles below their season average.
I'll go with that. Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So to sum it up,
mm-hmm.
coaching up the Chiefs, I would just say BU. Because they're at the top of the sport right now,
mm-hmm.
and they know how to win these types of games.
Okay.
What say you? Coach them up.
Man, I'm going to coach up the Chiefs.
All right.
Not at all.
Okay,
my pick
switched it up.
My pick for winning the Super Bowl, what did you say, Super Bowl 59?
Yeah.
My pick for winning Super Bowl 59 will be the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, before I get there, let me switch this camera back.
Okay.
All right. Now, before I get there, right, I don't want to say that I'm making this pick because I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes win or the Chiefs win or anything like that. I love Patrick Mahomes dearly. I've been a fan of Patrick Mahomes since he became a quarterback in the NFL. All right. Don't get it twisted. I would love to, either way that this game goes, I'm going to be happy with it. But logically, I'm picking Philadelphia because they have a three-headed monster on the offensive side of the ball. They have an insane defense that I think can match up and pair well with the Chiefs' offense. All right. These are two juggernauts of teams that are going against each other. And I think that this game is going to be insane. It's going to be incredible. All right. Now, the way that the Philadelphia Eagles will win this game is bottling up Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. As long as you don't let Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce get in a rhythm, you will be okay. We'll let Baby Pacheco run all across the field. We'll let Kareem Hunt get his 15 seconds of fame. We'll let them do all of that stuff. But as long as Patrick Mahomes is not out here on third down, running for 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, turning them into first downs, you will be okay. All right. So you got to understand that. Now, as far as the offensive side of the ball goes for Philadelphia, you let that boy Saquon Barkley loose and listen to me. Come here. Bring it here. Bring it here. You let Saquon Barkley off the leash, right? Now, I tried to tell the Baltimore Ravens about this, but they didn't listen to me. So, Philly, I'm hoping you guys are listening to me right now.
How many carries?
How many carries Saquon get? No less than 22.
All right.
No less than 22.
Okay.
It better be 22 or more.
That's a good number.
It better be 22 or more.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why you give him the ball 22 times is because, God dang it, you know that he going to break one or two of those boys and no telling how long it's going to be. All right? So, and if you give the ball to him 22 times, you're eating away at the clock. And then my last point to winning this game, Peyton.
All right.
You have to have the ball last.
Oh, key point.
You cannot give the ball to Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Up 3 points. You cannot give the ball to Patrick Mahomes up 4 points.
Mm.
If you do that, you're in for a disaster.
Wrap it up.
So by all means, make sure whatever you do, you stop Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. You let Saquon off the leash. And to that point of letting Saquon off the leash, when it gets to a situation where you can choose when you get to second down and short, third down and short, now you got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They can do whatever they want to do, right? Because now the defense has to worry about 3 factors instead of just 1 factor or 2 factors, right? So giving the ball to Saquon is going to open up so many other things, and I don't think Kansas City can stop that. So with that being said, lastly, make sure that you have the ball in your possession in the final 4 minutes of the game, and we should be crowning the NFC champions of the Super Bowl.
That's an astute point. I love that. That's going to be important.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And sure. I can see it. And if Philly doesn't win the Super Bowl, they did everything opposite of what I just said.
Yeah.
Everything opposite of what I just said.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, man.
That sounds good, man. Another great episode.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Guys, please, by all means, man, if you are watching this, please let us know. Before Sunday, you got to let us know in the comment section who you got your money on.
Yeah.
Even if you're not betting, who you think gonna win.
Right.
All right. Who you think gonna win, and we'll see what happens, man.
Or any other thoughts you may have.
Yeah.
Just let us know. What did we miss out on?
Oh, who's gonna be the MVP? Before we go, who's gonna be the MVP?
Pat.
Damn.
What say you?
You know what? I'm gonna do this.
All right.
I think A.J. Brown's gonna be the MVP of the Super Bowl.
I love it.
I would have went with Saquon Barkley, but that's too easy, right?
Yeah.
I think A.J. Brown, whatever the odds are, I'll put $10 on it.
Okay. I'll match you.
Okay. All right. I'll put $10 on A.J. Brown, and let's see what happens. You think I could turn that into at least $100?
Probably. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I would think Pat and Saquon are the top 2.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, you're getting into longer odds.
Right.
I think you got a chance.
You got Pat, Saquon, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Pacheco, maybe.
Yeah.
Nah,
maybe Chris Jones if he just goes bonkers.
Chris Jones?
Yeah.
Really?
3 sacks?
Defensive lineman? MVP?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh.
I'm building up your case for the fact that you could win a lot of money if A.J. Brown does, in fact, cash in on that.
I got to see. We got to do our research. Do our research.
Yeah.
But if it's looking good enough, I might put $10 on it. Why not?
Okay. Yep. It is the Super Bowl.
Scratch off.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean? So, hey. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, anything else before we get out of here?
We just appreciate everybody watching. Again, we look forward to any potential comments, and we appreciate the viewership. We want to be interactive. So just thank all of y'all for watching, and we'll keep bringing it.
Yes, man. We have a huge announcement coming up.
That's right.
We have a huge announcement coming up. And we will make this announcement next week.
Good call.
We will do better as a podcast by getting active on all our social media platforms and letting you guys know when we will be airing live and bringing you some short form content. Maybe we go Peyton's picks.
Okay.
All right.
Love it.
Maybe we do Russ's
rapid fire.
Whatever it may be, man. We are going to do a lot coming up, man. We are now entering the first calendar year of us being a podcast. So I'm actually looking forward to wherever this thing takes us, man. And if you are watching at the end of this show right here, man, we really do appreciate you guys for tuning in with us, man. Be sure to lock in with us. Get involved, man. Shoot us a DM. Leave a comment under our videos. Let us know that you're watching. Let us know where you're watching from. And like I said before, Who you got your money on? All-Star Weekend is coming up in the NBA, man. I'm looking forward to that as well. We got a new tournament style bracket format, whatever you want to call it. So it's a lot coming up, man. But I didn't want to take any shine away from the Super Bowl. But I'm looking forward to transitioning into basketball, bro.
I was gonna say, I think I have made that transition. I know the Super Bowl hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
I was watching highlights of games earlier today in the association.
Nothing wrong with that at all, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We did not talk about the NBA trade deadline, but we will be back on that. Peyton, I might have to hit you up tomorrow. If we got to shoot from different locations, we will shoot from different locations. But we cannot let this trade deadline pass us by because it doesn't happen too often.
It was one for the ages.
Oh my goodness, man. All right. So with that being said, let's get off because we're gonna be here another hour talking about the NBA, man. Guys, once again, we appreciate y'all for watching and staying tuned with us, man. By all means, for the Sportaholics, I'm the host, Russ. That's my guy, Peyton. And until next time, it might be tomorrow, who knows? But enjoy your Super Bowl weekend. I hope you guys get a lot of drinks, a lot of food in your system. I hope your team wins. I hope you guys have a good time. Please be safe. And until next time, we out of here.
We out of here. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
Yep.